Hello guys! Welcome back to our video tutorial. Today, we are going to discuss the advanced techniques in Microsoft Excel for Spreadsheet. In Microsoft Excel, there is a complex formula, and that is the combination of more than two simple formulas. One of the key features of Excel is the ability to calculate complex formulas. There are four basic computation uses in Excel, namely addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. When solving complex problems, Excel follows the PEMDAS. PEMDAS is an acronym for the words parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. In a spreadsheet or in Microsoft Excel, there is a relative reference. What is a relative reference? All cells references are called relative references. When copied across multiple cells, they change based on the relative position of rows and columns. As you can see on our example, the references to C4 and D4 are relative and will change when copied. Next, absolute reference. These are cell references that do not change when copied or filled. You can use an absolute reference to keep a row or a column constant. These reference cells can be made constant by inserting the $sign in between or before the row and column. Here is an example. $sign A, $sign 2 is the column and the row do not change when combined. A $sign 2, the row does not change when copied. $sign A 2, the column does not change when copied. As you can see, this is the example of a relative cell reference, and this is the example of a mixed cell reference. And this is an example of absolute cell reference. When you combine the relative and the absolute cell reference, it will look like this, the mixed cell reference. Functions. What is a function? These are predefined formula that allows calculation using specific values in a particular order. Of course, these are the parts of a function. It has the equal sign, the function name, and the argument. A1 is to A20 is what we call the reference point where you will get your data, okay, or the numbers that you want to add up. And these are the example of a function library. In the function library or in the formulas tab, you would be able to see the insert function, AutoSum, recently used function, financial, logical, text, date and time, lookup and reference, math and trigonometry, more functions, etc. You can explore this function as we go along this discussion. This is an example of a formula that can be used in a spreadsheet. If formula in Excel, The if function can perform a logical test and return one value for a true result and another false result. More than one condition can be tested by nesting if functions. The if function can be combined with logical functions like and or. This is the syntax for the if formula. Equal sign. Always start your formula with an equal sign. Then if. Then open and close parenthesis, the logical test. Comma. Value if it's true, if it satisfies the equation. And comma. What would be the value if this that's not satisfies the given formula. Okay, logical test is a value or logical expression that can be evaluated as true or false. Value, if true, is the value to return when logical test evaluates to true. Value, if false, is the value to return when logical test evaluates to false. This is the example. If function, run a test, return one result if it's true, another if false. As you can see in our example, when a certain student receive a passing score like 70 and above, the result or the remarks will mark as pass. But when a student or a person gets lower than 70% or 70 score, that will mark him or her failed. This is the if statement or if condition that we can do in Excel. Another example, another reference function is the VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP function performs a vertical lookup by searching for a value in the first column of a table and returning the value in the same row in the index number position. The lookup function is a built-in function in Excel that is categorized as a lookup or reference function. It can be used as a worksheet function in Excel. As a worksheet function, the VLOOKUP function can be entered as part of a formula in a cell of a worksheet. This is the syntax for the VLOOKUP. You need to start it again with the equal sign, then the VLOOKUP function, and then the arguments. Okay, VLOOKUP, look up this value. Okay, the first lookup value, then in the second argument is the range wherein the range where you get the data. Then next is the column index. Return a match from this column. Then last argument is the range lookup. Search for exact match. Okay. Example. These are the steps on how to use the VLOOKUP. First step, you need to identify a column of cells you'd like to fill with new data. In this case, the column is entitled MRR. Okay. Then in step 2, select function or fx on the VLOOKUP and insert this formula into your highlighted cell. Okay, MR equals, then VLOOKUP, and then insert function. Next, enter the lookup value enter the lookup value for which you want to retrieve new data. The first criteria is your lookup value, which is the Brian Colby, which is residing on A2, column A, row 2. Here. Column A, row 2. This is the value of your spreadsheet that has data associated with it, which you want Excel to find and return for you. To enter it, click on the cell that carries a value you're trying to find a match for. In our example, it's in cell A2. You'll start migrating your new data into D2 since this cell represents the MRR of the customer name listed in A2 here. Next, in step 4, enter the value array of the spreadsheet where your desired data is located, next to the table array field. Enter the range of cells you'd like to search and the sheet where these cells are located. Using the format shown in the screenshot above, the entry above means that the data we're looking for is in a spreadsheet titled Pages and can be found anywhere between column B and column K. Okay? Next, enter the column number of the data you want Excel to return. Beneath the table array field, you'll enter column index number of the table array you're searching through. For example, if you're focusing on columns B through K, noted as B is to K, when entered in the table array field. But the specific values you want are in column K, you'll enter 10 in the column index number field, since column K is the 10th column from the left. Next, enter your range lookup to find an exact or approximate match of your lookup value. In the given example, which concerns monthly revenue, you want to find exact matches from the table you're searching through. To do this, enter false in the range lookup field. This tells Excel you want to find only the exact revenue associated with each sales contact. However, if you want Excel to look for an approximate match instead of an exact match, to do so, you simply enter true instead of false in the fourth field shown above. Lastly, click Done or Enter and fill your new column. You can just drag this down to copy your formula. Okay, so as you can see in our example, this is the function, this is the one that you're looking for, and this is the page where you're going to get your value, and this is the column, and this will return the exact value. Alright, so we're going to talk about formula bar, column, formula, active cell, column heading, function, rows, row heading, cell reference, and merge on the next slides. So where do we find the formula bar? We can find it here. This is the formula bar wherein you would be able to type in your formulas there, starting with the equal sign. Okay, then column. This is the column, and this is the column heading. the letters above, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on and so forth. And these are the row heading, which are numbers represented by numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And this is what we call cells. Okay. And this is the active cell. This is the formula tab, wherein you would be able to see all available formula or functions built in our spreadsheet. For today's lesson, we are to talk about the terminologies. As you can see on the screen, these are the terminologies that we're going to talk about, and I'll be presenting to you some examples for these terminologies and functions. In this example, I'm going to show you some of the functions that we can use in Excel. I have here an example of grades of Mark, Pete, Anna, and Rhea for Math, Science, Filipino, English, and AP. To get the average of this number, we can use the average function. How to get the average of these numbers? We simply type in the equal sign, then average. As you can see, may lumalabas na mga available functions sa ating Excel. You can type it manually, or you can just simply double click on it and then get the number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, and then number 5 numbers that you want to get the average. Then click on enter. Okay. To copy the same formula, or to do the same for the rest of the student, you can just drag it down. That is the relative reference. What we did is, when you copied the first formula from another cell and drag it down, you notice that it goes to the next active cell or reference point. Okay. From here, our reference is from B2 until F2. B2 until F2. Okay. And then from here, our reference is B3 until F3. And then from here, our reference cell is from B4 to F4. And lastly, from here, we have our reference B5 until F5. Okay, those are the average of these 4 students. What if we want to get the highest grade from each student? Okay, what are we going to do? Okay, to get the highest grade, we can use the function equal sign max. Max will returns the largest value in a set of values, ignores logical values and text. Okay, so from this function, we can highlight these numbers as our reference. Okay, 81 is the highest grade of Mark. As you can see, you can easily verify that it's correct. Okay, again, you can drag it down to copy the reference cell. Okay, now let's get the lowest grade of each student. equal sign, then mean. Mean will return the smallest number in a set of values. Double click on it, and then click on the reference cell and drag until to the last cell. Close it. Do not forget to insert the close parenthesis and click enter. Okay. Let's drag it down to copy the reference cell. Okay. As you can see, this is our reference cell from B2 to F2, and we will get the lowest grade. The lowest grade of Mark is 70. And the lowest grade of Pete is 84. The lowest grade of Anna is 90. And the lowest grade of Rhea is 70. Now, let's get the sum of each of let's get the totals of the grades of these students. To get it, you can just simply use the equal sign and sum. Then you may highlight it, drag it to get the range like this. Or you can also try to use this function, equal sign, and then click on the numbers that you want to add up. Plus sign, click again the number, plus sign, click again the number, plus sign, click again the number, and click enter. Okay. That function is the same as this function for sum to get the total. Okay. Sum range is the same as summing all the numbers by clicking it manually. There we go. Alright. Now, let's get the lowest number among all grades of these students. Okay, in this example, we are going to get all the lowest number or get the lowest number among all grades. Okay, to do this, we can use the same function that we did to get the lowest grade of Mark, Pete, Anna, and Rhea. But this time, we're going to select all the numbers. Okay, equal sign, mean. This will return the smallest number in a set of values. Our range now is from B2 until F5, and then hit enter. So the lowest number among all grades of these 4 students is 70%. Okay, next example. Now, let's do the remarks. Okay, so for these remarks, we can use the if condition. Okay, if condition. Let's say that if a student gets a grade lower than 75, definitely that will mark this student failed. Okay, so we can use this average as our reference for the remarks. Okay, and then when a student gets 75, at least 75 and above, definitely the remark would be pass. Okay, so how to do the if function? To do the if function, you can simply just type in equal sign if. If will check whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. Okay, so for this example, our reference point is in the column G and the row 2. Okay, so the logical test is where you get your reference point. Okay, so G2. Okay, we said that when it's less than 75, it will mark the student failed. But if the student gets 75 and above, it will mark the student as passed. So for this time, we use less than. Less than. If G2 is less than 75, it will return. If G2 is less than 75, what would be the value if it's less than 75? Of course, the value would be failed. Okay. Always enclose your remarks or text using um, a quotation, an open and close quotation. Okay. Then next argument is what would be the value if it's false? If a student gets higher than 75, what would be the value or remark? Of course, the remarks would be pass. Okay, let's check if our argument or if our function is correct by clicking enter. Okay, pass. Is it correct? Yes, because 76 is higher than 75. Okay, what if we change this as what if we change this to 74? There you go. Fail. What if we change this to 75? Pass. Okay, that satisfies our if condition. Okay, then you can just simply drag it down to copy the reference cell. Alright, next example, full name. Okay, in our example, it was sorted into first name, middle name, and last name. Okay, so in this column, we want these names to be read as one or present it in a full name version. Okay, so what would be the function that we are going to use to make it in a full name format? Okay, so the function that we are going to use there is what we call concatenate. Okay, concatenate. To use it, you can just simply type in equal sign, then concatenate. Okay, this will join several text strings into one text string. Okay, we'll click and then click the text that you want to combine, then B2, and then C3. Okay, and then click enter. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, when we drag it down, it will copy the reference cell. Okay, but I think we can't read this as Marcus Williams. We need to add space on it. So how are we going to do for add space on each word? So to do that, we need to add space on our formula bar. Okay, so to add up space on this text, we can simply add open quote, space, open quote, and then comma. Then after the B11, you input colon, sorry, open quote, space, open quote, and then comma. Okay, let's see what will happen. There. It will give you a space on each word. Okay, let's drag it down to apply it to the rest. There you go. Alright. Since our full name is in all caps format, we can also change that into proper case. Proper case is the sentence case, okay? Or each of the word, or in the beginning of the word, the first letter should be in a capitalized format. Okay, so to do that, we can simply use the proper function. Okay, type in equals sign, then type in proper. It will convert a text string to proper case. The first letter in each word to be uppercase and all other letters to lowercase. Okay, and then reference cell, close it, and enter. Okay, again, concatenate, click the active cell or the reference cell, and then close it and click enter. Okay, you can simply drag it down to apply to all. There you go. Okay, how about what if you want to count the letter of these names? Okay, to do that, we can simply use this function equal len. Okay, len. Len will returns the number of characters in a text string. Okay, it will give you the count of the text string. Okay, this is your reference cell. Then close it. Then enter. So there are actually 20 letters in the name Mark Curtis Williams. How about for Pete? Let's do the same. Len. Close it. There are 21 letters for Pete. How about for Anna? Anna Monroe Fritz. There are 16 letters for Anna Monroe. And how about for Rhea? There are 15 characters or letters for Rhea Tan Collins. Okay. Alright, next example is we want to get the COLL from Rhea's last name. COLL from Rhea's last name. Okay? From Rhea's last name. Okay, how we are going to do that? Okay, we can use the function since Collins since call is on the left side or starting on the left side of this word, we can use the left function. Okay, the left function we can left. This will returns the specified number of characters from the start of a text string. So from left, we have COLLINS, but we need to only get the COLL from this last name. Okay, so from our reference cell, okay, this is our active cell or the reference cell, Then we are going to input the characters or the required or the required characters that you want to get from this word. Okay, so COLL is just a 4 characters, so we need to input here 4. Then close it, then enter. Okay, so that's it. But what if you want to only get only 2 letters? You can just change it as 2. Okay, then what if you want to get 6 characters? What if you want to get only 1 character or the first letter? Okay, so for this example, we want to get the 4 characters, which is call. Okay, next example. From this example, we want to get Louie from Pete's middle name. Okay, so this is Pete's middle name. Pete's middle name is Chloe. Okay, so from here we use left. Okay, since call is on the left side of this word. Now we're going to get Louie. Since Louie is on the right side, of course we're going to use the right function. Okay, right. This returns a specified number of characters from the end of a text string. Okay, then click your reference cell, and then how many characters do we need to get? 4 as well. Okay, input 4 and then close it. There you go. Okay. Okay. All right. So we were able to get the last 4 characters from Chloe's middle name. Okay. Now we want to combine. What if you want to combine Cole and Louie? What are you going to do? Of course, we can simply use the function concatenate. We all know that concatenate will join several text string into one text string. Okay, so our active reference number 1 and add another reference number 2. To combine this, we can simply use the concatenate. Enter. Okay. So these are some of the examples that we can use for Microsoft Excel. If you have any questions or clarifications with regards to this example, you may chat your teacher or leave a comment on this video tutorial. Thank you for watching. Okay, this is our active cell or the reference cell. Then we are going to input the characters or the required characters that you want to get from this word. Okay, so COLL is just a 4 characters, so we need to input here 4. Then close it, then enter. Okay, so that's it. But what if you want to only get only 2 letters? You can just change it as 2. Okay, then what if you want to get 6 characters? What if you want to get only 1 character or the first letter? Okay, so for this example, we want to get the 4 characters, which is call. Okay, next example. From this example, we want to get Louie from Pete's middle name. Okay, so this is Pete's middle name. Pete's middle name is Mac Chloe. Okay, so from here we use left. Okay, since call is on the left side of this word. Now we're going to get Loey. Since Loey is on the right side, of course, we're going to use the right function. Okay, right? This returns a specified number of characters from the end of a text string. Okay, then click your reference cell. And then how many characters do we need to get? 4 as well. Okay, input 4 and then close it. There you go. Okay. Okay. All right. So we were able to get the last 4 characters from Mac Chloe's middle name. Okay. Now we want to combine. What if you want to combine Cole and Loey? What are you going to do? Of course, we can simply use the function concatenate. We all know that concatenate will join several text string into one text string. Okay, so our active reference number 1 and add another reference number 2. To combine this, we can simply use the concatenate. Enter. Okay. So these are some of the examples that we can use for Microsoft Excel. If you have any questions or clarifications with regards to this example, you may chat your teacher or leave a comment on this video tutorial. Thank you for watching. That's it for this video, and if you have any comments, suggestions, and clarifications, please leave a comment down below. And please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share the video, and as well as click the bell notification icon so that you're updated when our next video comes out. Thank you for watching.